Okay, we should be live now. The IV cam's giving us a bit of issues. Oh, man. We've not really had trouble with it before, but we're going to try to roll with it and open up the Calyrex League Battle Decks.
Yes.
So that we can show you guys this really cool, these cool products and these decks that are really fun to open up and play with even without any modification.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Oh, gee.
Oh boy. Okay. So we have one deck each.
Mm-hmm.
Katie actually already had a set of Calyrex V and VMAX, yep. Ice Rider. So we're going to see if there is a good way. Hang on.
Oh, no, just kidding.
Well, this is embarrassing. We have always used this camera this way.
Yes.
So, I don't know why it's struggling so much right now.
And I feel like we've seen other people who stream much more regularly than we do struggle with it occasionally. And it seems like they don't ever actually know why it's doing that either, so I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's just annoying.
It's just annoying.
When you have not previously had a problem.
And then all of a sudden you can't get anything.
Now you have a problem.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
We don't have an external webcam otherwise.
Mm-mm. So that kid's popping up down there, but I don't know. I don't know what any of that means. I'm not the tech savvy one.
Yeah, I don't know what it means either. Will it work without using Wi-Fi?
If you have it enabled for cellular data.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if they can talk.
Ooh.
I mean, obviously the app can run.
Right. Oh, it's... Oof, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what's happening.
Ooh. I really don't want to have to do this the whole time.
Right, just hold it. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I think if I can't just turn the Wi-Fi off. I have to.
Okay.
It has to have Wi-Fi on. But for some reason the Wi-Fi is struggling right
Yeah. And it's off on my phone. I already checked that.
Lovely.
I know.
Alright, well. Okay.
It's working for the moment.
Yep, we're just gonna roll with it.
We're gonna go fast.
Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we got these little fun packs from actually Miguel CCC. We bought a bunch of code cards from him that I was able to put some of them in. Actually, we've got code cards for you guys. Thanks for your patience. So, oh, that's upside down.
And also very bad glare.
And glare.
Probably needs to be closer to the camera.
Sir. Hey. Out of focus.
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
Oh
boy.
We are so struggling today. Sorry, guys. Oof. Okay. And we've lost it again.
Well, you at least got it right there.
Hopefully we can see that.
That should be visible. We got some more later. There's that.
No, it's not working at all.
Not at all.
No. And see, there.
Oh,
There it
man.
goes. Yeesh.
Never had this problem before.
There we go. That's nice and clear.
Okay. Alright. Those are used. And we're back momentarily.
Yes. Yes.
I do not know why.
I don't either.
I don't even have the computer doing anything else right now.
Yeah. I don't know. Alright, we're gonna open these.
Yeah.
Try to. Maybe.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, let's see this. This looks like a Japanese Pokemon Go pack.
And this one is a Chilling Rain Fun Pack.
Oh! I got Squirtle.
Nice.
Oh wait, this is the top.
Oh, no.
No. Squirtle.
Oh. Oh my golly, this is crazy. Okay. Yeah. And I got Clobbopus, Castform, Snowy Form, and Scorbunny. Can you? You can reach a lot better than I can.
Let's at least show
Try.
it here, and then we may have to do something different.
Yeah. Oh wow! Like fast forwarded through a bunch of stuff that we did.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh. Oh, is it back? No. It kind of. Oof.
These ones are interesting. None of the attacks are like worth the effort.
Yeah.
But if you have 8 or more stadium cards in your discard pile, ignore all energy in this Pokemon's attack costs.
Right.
And reverse hollow Scorbunny.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, some fun little cards there.
Okay. Ugh. I've got to think that this is somehow my fault for like enabling it and re-enabling it, or disabling it and re-enabling it repeatedly. But there's not going to be a good way to do this.
Right.
If IV Cam won't connect. Won't stay connected. Failed to connect. Okay. Why hast thou failed to connect?
Right. Yes, we know it has failed. Wish you could tell us why. On the bright side of life, our 3-month-old is sleeping really well at night.
Yes, that's very good. That seems promising.
Yeah. Oh. showing her messy room. Okay, alright. Shall we hurry?
Yeah, we can hurry.
We can
Alright, so some fun new cards.
Yep.
Put those off to the side.
Maybe somewhere here. Okay.
And actually, all of the Stage 2 starters, both their radiant forms and their non-radiant forms, have potential in play coming up. Okay, so the main event, we pre-ordered these Calyrex League Battle Decks from Paladin a while ago when they were first listed. So we've been eagerly awaiting them.
Yes.
The release date has been pushed back a couple of times, so that was disappointing, but we're really excited to have them here. And something that's important and cool to notice about this product that we'll have to watch for with future products is this right here. The fact that it is play level 3. So, historically, pre-constructed decks other than World Championship decks have not been very well built. They're not very good decks, objectively, for competitive purposes. And in Sword and Shield, at least, things have been labeled as such. So, for example, these V-Battle decks, these are the Pokemon Go ones, which kind of, V-Battle decks kind of replace the old theme decks. These are listed as play level 1. If you'll recall, the Rapidstrike and Single Strike Urshifu League Battle decks were labeled play level 2, and they had a 2-2 line of a V and a V max. These League Battle decks have a 3-3 line and are labeled play level 3, and I've heard multiple people talk about how especially the Ice Rider deck is good as is. Like, you can take it and play with it competitively. Obviously, there's always room for improvement, and neither Katie and I are high-level competitive players, but we enjoy the game, like many people do, and so we're excited to get in here. We're going to just briefly look through these decks, and then we're going to try to play a game with them. Now, Katie already has a copy of Ice Rider V and V Max, so we're going to see if there's room in the deck to plug that in and give her a 4-4 line, if that gives her a slight advantage, because I have a slight advantage in that I'm more familiar with these cards already from playing against them. And then we just have our fun Chilling Reign promo, Quick Shooting Intellion, and I think there's at least one Quick Shooting Intellion already in that deck. So we can, well, it's focused down here, I mean, know. It's just a...
I know. I'm just saying, like, it's not wanting to focus up high. Not wanting to change focus.
Right.
Okay.
We can zoom in a tad on the play area.
Yeah.
And that will help some.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, things we're going to be looking for as we go through this deck briefly. So, features that good competitive decks are going to have is you're going to want to be able to search and draw for exactly what you want. More cards means more options. Having exactly the cards that you need at the right time is really, really helpful. So cards that let you do that. Energy acceleration is huge. So how can you attach more than one energy per turn? Because most decks utilize some way to accelerate energy in order to be able to attack faster and more often than your opponent. Prize trading, being able to knock out a 2 or 3 prize Pokemon with a 1 prize Pokemon, and then disruption, which can be as simple as Boss's Orders is probably the most common right now. Gusting up an opponent's Pokemon that they're not expecting to be knocked out, putting it in the active spot and then knocking it out. That's a form of disruption. Altering your opponent's hand, discarding cards from your opponent's hand or deck. Those are all common ways, common features that you'll see in competitive decks. Now, some decks are built around completely different win conditions. They have completely different styles, so things like mill, discarding cards from the opponent's deck, or stall, decks that try to prolong the game to the point that the opponent decks out. Those are kind of in their own category, but in general, most decks that are looking to attack and take prizes will have features like energy acceleration, search and draw power, high damage output, disruption, all these features that will enable you to get ahead.
Right.
So let's go ahead and open these up, and we'll just briefly go through some of what's in here while sleeving them up.
Okay, that's not exactly what I was trying to do, but I guess it works.
Careful of the code card. We are going to keep these codes for ourselves.
Sorry.
Alright, so that's a rule book. I think this one you'll want to definitely take a look at. This is like a guide to the deck itself.
This booklet? No,
this is the rule book. The little foldy
folded one. Okay.
Ooh, we've got more nice poison and burn markers. I'm not sure if we'll
I like these dice.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're nice.
Nice dice?
Yes, nice dice.
Alright, so there's the rest of the deck. Yes. Go ahead and set the dice aside. I'll just set that aside. Ooh, this too. Remember how we said the Pokemon Go booklet was different material, more like papery? This is also more paper than I don't know what it was before, but it feels like a different
It was
material.
like a laminated. It was more like this.
Yeah.
It was glossy laminated paper, whereas this just feels like straight paper, like a book.
All right.
Okay.
There should be 65 in here.
Right.
Sleeve and 60 cards, so that should be plenty.
Right. Ooh, golly, I'm sorry, I'm yawning a lot.
Get it together, Katie.
I'm sorry. It's like I was with the boys all day today.
Yeah. Okay, so we can start off right here with the riders themselves. So, Shadow Rider Calyrex V. The Vs, all the Vs have similar HP, right around 200, and they are worth 2 prizes. V Maxes have HP in the low to mid 300s, and they are worth 3 prizes. So what you'll notice is that V Stars are somewhere in between, around 270, 280.
Right.
And they are still worth 2 prizes. So they're slightly easier to knock out.
Right.
But they, of course, contain powerful V-Star powers and things. So, Shadow Rider V is actually really problematic for a deck that I like right now, which is Ditto Carp. So Shadow Mist does 10 damage. During your opponent's next turn, they can't play any special energy or stadium cards from their hand at all. And that's an effect on you as the player. So it's not easy to get around that.
Right.
You can't just boss around it or anything.
Right, right.
And then Astral Barrage for 3 colorless. Choose 2 of your opponent's Pokemon and put 5 damage counters on each of them. So that's not damage.
No.
It's placing damage counters.
Right.
So you actually can't block it with like Manaphy.
Right.
That I have over there somewhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Bench Barrier doesn't block it because it's not damage. 210 HP. Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. Okay, so 320 HP. And this is the big thing. Is his ability Underworld Door, which I know you guys can't really read that. Once during your turn, you may attach a Psychic Energy card from your hand to one of your benched Psychic Pokemon. If you attached energy to a Pokemon in this way, draw 2 cards. So that's draw power and energy acceleration in one ability.
Good grief.
Which is huge, right? And then that synergizes with his attack, Max Geist. This attack does 30 more damage for each psychic energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So it only does 10 base damage. You obviously have to have at least 3 energy attached. So if all 3 of those are psychic, you're doing at least 100 damage.
Right.
And then you can accelerate energy to other Pokemon as well. So we've got a 3/3 line there of Shadow Rider V and Shadow Rider V Max.
Okay, so Ice Rider V is, we have 2 different attacks on here. Pierce just does 40 damage, and that's it. Just straight 40 damage for 1 water. And then Glacial Lance does 200 damage for 2 water and 1 colorless, but you have to discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. So if you're really close, if you're getting close to a knockout, like that would be worth the price, especially if you have a VMAX that you're close to knocking out as it is. So, like, you wouldn't want to just willy-nilly use that.
Right.
Because you'd have to discard 2 energy.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But it's not specific to water, so if you have other random energy attached to it.
And it's 2 energy, so in theory you could have water, double turbo, and you could just discard the double turbo.
Right, okay, because it's not energy cards.
Of course, then you'd only do 180.
Well, yeah, if you had turbo attached, but yeah.
But yeah, these are things. It's actually really interesting because the really high level competitive players, they'll know like which Pokemon they're most likely to see, and they'll know exactly how to get to that amount of damage. So like 280 is a really important number right now. How can you get to 280 damage? Because that's how much you need to knock out an Arceus V-Star.
Right.
An Arceus V-Star is a very common Pokemon right now. So yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, they were going to talk for a minute. I was yawning. Okay.
Oh, I apologize.
It's okay. Alright, so then Ice Rider VMAX has 2 different attacks, no ability.
Okay, that's actually important because a really common card right now is Path to the Peak.
Right.
Which shuts off abilities of Rule Box Pokemon.
Right.
All Rule Box Pokemon.
So the first attack is for 2 colorless, Ride of the High King, 10+. This attack does 30 more damage for each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So it could...
Each of your opponent's benched Pokemon.
Up to 5
so it's a max of 5.
Times 3 is 150.
150.
Plus 10 is 160.
Which is exactly half of a Shadow Rider VMAX.
Right. And that's for 2 colorless. And then for 2 water, Max Lance, also 10+. You may discard up to 2 energy from this Pokemon. If you do, this attack does 120 more damage for each card you discarded in this way.
Each card?
Yes.
So you cannot discard a double turbo and count it twice.
Right.
You could discard a double turbo, but you
would just count it as the 120, yeah.
So that one does a max of 250.
Yeah.
250. Interesting.
So, yes. So yeah, so those are interesting. It's always hard, at least for me, to kind of get a feel for how a card is going to play until I've played it multiple times.
Right.
I don't know. I struggle with that a lot.
Well, and
I'm also not this amazing player.
Yeah, neither of us are.
I do just enjoy playing. But
this is interesting. Look, you can almost see like a scratch line or a crease across the back.
Oh yeah, interesting.
Just really winning there. Okay, Pumpkaboo. This is actually a really interesting card. So it is in here. First of all, it's Yuka Moriai, who, if you don't know, is one of the best Pokemon artists. So she makes like little clay figures of Pokemon and puts them in real world settings and then takes pictures of them. So this Pumpkaboo is in here solely for its ability Pumpkin Pit. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may discard a stadium in play. So I've actually seen people use this both offensively to discard your opponent's stadium, or I guess that's more defensively, but I've seen them use it offensively where I'm using Path to shut off your abilities, and then I'm going to play Pumpkaboo, discard my own Path, use my own abilities, and then play Path back again.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it's clever. So obviously anytime you want to get rid of a stadium, yours or your opponent's, because it's important to remember that stadiums affect both players equally. At the face, you obviously try to build your deck so that it benefits you more. But Pumpkaboo is there to discard stadiums.
So sorry.
Cresselia. Okay, so Cresselia is a single prize Pokemon. First attack is search your deck for a psychic energy card and attach it to one of your Pokemon. If you go second, and if it's your first turn, instead search for up to 3 psychic energy cards and attach them to one of your Pokemon. Then shuffle your deck. So this deck actually likes to go second if you had Cresselia. The problem is you have to make that decision before you know. And generally speaking, going first is considered to be an advantage. So that's interesting.
Right.
But if you happen to get to start Cresselia, or you just have to get it into the active spot and attack, going first, or, first turn going second. So your first turn, but the second overall turn of the game. Crescent Glow is really powerful form of energy acceleration. Photon Laser is also really good, because if you have at least 5 energy in play, this attack does 90 more damage, 30 base damage, so that hits 120, which means it can knock out Miltank, which is really important because Miltank, right now, the popular one, is immune to damage from these, so this gives you a single prize attacker that can one-shot Miltank.
Nice. Okay. Alright, we've got Sabal Rapidstrike. So this is starting to build the Inteleon family, the quick shooting Inteleon family, right? That's what's in here?
I think that deck actually has a mixture of quick shooting and shady dealing. So it's the Inteleon engine.
Okay, got it.
Plus a little spice of quick shooting.
Right. Okay, cool. So uses all colorless energy. Keep calling. Search your deck for up to 3 basic Rapid Strike Pokemon and put them onto your bench. Then shuffle your deck.
And that's really the attack, the only one that you would want to use. You would never want to use Double Spin.
Yeah.
But starting a Sabal and using Keep Calling to get your other 3 Sabal into play is really powerful, even if that Sabal then gets knocked out.
Right. So then its other attack is Double Spin. Does 20 times. Flip 2 coins. This attack does 20 damage for each heads. So you have a huge risk of not doing any damage, which
you don't want to
do
spin.
that.
So I have another Cresselia.
Okay, let's see what we got. Sabal, and Sabal.
Okay, so 4 of them.
4.
I think that's what it said on the back.
Yeah, I don't remember. Go ahead.
Oh, 3 Cresselia.
Oh.
I wonder if there's actually 4 in here, because, again, you really want to get this... If you go second, and you can attack on your first turn, okay, there's 3 of them. Classic Switch. Switch has been around forever, since base set.
Yep.
Switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Yep.
It's a very good card.
Especially if you're trying to get Cresselia into the active spot turn 1.
Okay, and then we've got Shady Dealings Drizzile. So it's got the ability Shady Dealings. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may search your deck for a trainer card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. And then ideally you won't actually be attacking with it, but for 1 water, 1 colorless, it has Water Drip for 30 damage.
We've got Evolution Incense, which is just a really good free item card that lets you search for any evolution card. So in this case, obviously, in this deck, you're primarily looking for your VMAXs with that. Interesting that there's 4, because there's only 3 VMAXs, and I don't think there's any other evolved Pokemon in this deck. But sometimes you do that because you just want to increase the odds of drawing when it's that important to find your evolution Pokemon. So yeah.
So I've got 4 Drizzile Shady Dealings in there.
I think we might end up sacrificing one of them to get your other VV Max line in there.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what the real competitive decks do.
Yeah.
But that seems like a relatively positive option.
Yeah. Alright, so then we've got Shady Dealings Inteleon. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 trainer cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. And then he has a 1 water, 1 colorless attack Aqua Bullet for 120 damage. This attack also does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon.
Yeah, and he's actually a really good attacker, especially, again, if you end up going up against Miltank. I think Shady Dealings Inteleon is an underappreciated attacker, because he's obviously used for Shady Dealings.
Right.
So
then now I have Quick Shooting. So then I have 2 Quick Shooting Inteleon. So Quick Shooting ability, once during your turn you may put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. And then the 2 colorless attack Waterfall does 70 damage. And then there's 2 of those.
Yeah, you don't really want to have to attack with Shady Dealings Inteleon. But you can see how if you Quick Shooting plus use Glacial Lance, you can take out a Shadow Rider Calyrex in one turn.
In one turn, right.
Because it gives you that extra damage there. So I've got an Ordinary Rod, shuffle, choose one or both, 2 Pokemon from the discard into the deck, 2 basic energy cards from the discard into the deck. And it's important to remember if your deck's form of energy acceleration requires the energy to be in the deck, in the hand, or in the discard pile.
Yeah, where it requires it to be.
Yeah. For example, Dynamotor Flaffy requires the energy to be in the discard pile. So you want to discard your energy to some degree, within reason, and then you will leave the... You don't necessarily want to shuffle your energy back into the deck.
Alright, so I've got 3 Capacious Bucket. Item card, search your deck for up to 2 water energy cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Got 3 of those, and then I've got 3 Level Ball. Search your deck for a Pokemon with 90 HP or less, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. And that can bring out both Sabal and Drizzile. So that could be really helpful if you're struggling to find them.
Right. And so basically, if you have a Level Ball...
Oh, just kidding. 4 Level Ball. Sorry.
If you have a Level Ball and you have a Sabal that can evolve, you can go get any trainer that you want, as long as you have another Drizzile in the deck.
Right.
Because you get Drizzile, you Shady Dealings for whatever trainer you
want.
need. So, Capacious Bucket is not in and of itself a form of energy acceleration, but you can thin your deck and make sure make sure that you have energy to attach.
Right.
Okay, so I had Great Ball, which I generally don't think of as being a very good card, so I'm kind of surprised that it's in here. Great Ball is look at the top 7, pull any Pokemon, so that is nice. Quick Ball is very popular right now. It requires you to discard a card, but then you can search for any basic, which is useful. So, depending on your deck, it can be really good. Obviously, when you're trying to find a V, like Shadow Rider Calyrex, you can't pull it with Level Ball. And there is no Nest Ball, so Nest Ball used to be one that let you search for any basic.
Right.
That's not in this format anymore. Right. So, Fog Crystal, search your deck for a Psychic Energy card or a basic Psychic Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. So that's obviously useful because you have options. options are great, and you can use it to pull any of your basics that you might need. So if you really need Pumpkaboo, you can use it there, or because Underworld Door requires you to have energy in your hand, you can pull a Psychic Energy, attach it with Underworld Door, draw 2 more cards, and then keep going. So Fog Crystal's a really good one.
Alright, so then I also have Quick Ball, Switch, and Evolution Incense. And then I now have Stadium's Path to the Peak.
Okay, so Path is a very common stadium. We've already talked about it. Shuts off abilities for all rule box Pokemon, which until the Radiants were introduced, the rule box Pokemon in Standard were your Vs, VMAXs, and then V Stars, but the Radiants are also rule box Pokemon.
Right.
So you'll shut off their abilities as well. Okay, so this is my stadium. My stadium is Training Court. Once during each player's turn, that player may put a basic energy card from their discard pile into their hand. So that's generally beneficial for both players, but again, some decks don't use basic energy at all. My Dittocarp deck right now doesn't use basic energy at all, so Training Court is not helpful for me. And then some decks don't want to pull energy out of the discard pile. They want their energy in their discard pile because that's where they accelerate it from.
Right.
So Training Court would not be beneficial there. But sometimes it's just as useful to get your opponent's stadium out as it is to directly benefit from your own stadium.
Right. Alright. So then I have 4 copies of Melanie here. Attach a water energy card from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon V. If you do, draw 3 cards.
Okay, so there's a form of energy acceleration and draw power at the same time. Yep.
And then I also have Professor's Research. Discard your hand, draw 7 cards. That can be super useful.
Yep. One of the most powerful draw cards in the game. You just have to be willing to discard your hand.
Discard what you have, yeah. Can be painful, but sometimes it's absolutely necessary.
Yep.
And then I've got a couple Marnie here. Each player shuffles their hand and puts it on the bottom of their deck. If either player put any cards on the bottom of their deck, in this way, you draw 5 cards, your opponent draws 4.
Yeah, so that...
We're all pretty familiar with that one.
yeah. And that's a really... it's really the poster child card for Disruption right now.
Right.
Marnie plus Path. You force your opponent to ideally draw fewer cards than they had to start. Hopefully they draw cards that aren't helpful, and you shut off the abilities of all their rule box Pokemon, which there's common ones like Lumineon V and Crobat V that are also used as search and draw power, and they get shut off by Path as well. So I have Boss's Orders. I think you have some Boss's Orders over there.
Well.
So Boss's Orders is the Gust card right now. So it's named after Gust of Wind from base set, which was before supporters, so you could play Gust of Wind and as many other trainer cards as you had in one turn.
Yes.
Boss's Orders is a supporter, so if you play it, it is your supporter for the turn, but you can boss up an opponent's Pokemon and knock it out immediately, or you can boss up a Pokemon that they can't retreat very easily in order to stall. Usually it's used to boss, then knock out, but it just gives you a lot of control over your opponent's board.
Yeah, it gives you control and options.
Yeah. Oh, look, I have some Marnie as well, so we'll have to just make sure that we play it correctly, because it's very easy to play Marnie incorrectly, because you have to shuffle your hand and put it on the bottom of your deck.
Yes, just the cards that you have in your hand. Shuffle those. Then don't do anything to your deck except pick it up to put the other cards on the very bottom.
Yeah, because there are older cards that were similar to it, and is probably the one that most people are familiar with, where you actually shuffle your hand into your deck.
And then draw 5 and 4 or whatever.
Well, N was based on the number of prizes, which is actually the same as... Rocket's admin from way before that, in 2004.
Right.
So Air Balloon. I think we both have Air Balloon. So if we look, I imagine that we'll see that most of our Pokemon have a retreat cost of 2 or less. Yep. And so with Air Balloon, their retreat cost is 2 less than whatever it is.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it would be with a minimum of 0.
Yeah, with a minimum of 0.
Can't go below 0.
Right. But it's not the same as multiplying by 0.
Right.
And then that actually might be all my cards, because I know there's 15 Psychic Energy in here. Oh, no, there's a couple Galarian Articuno.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so do you have anything else?
Nope.
Oh, okay, well, let me talk about Galarian Articuno real quick.
Yes, I have all of mine sleeved, so I can help. Here, do you want me to do your...
Yeah, please. So, Galarian Articuno, like Cresselia, is a potentially useful single prize Pokemon. It is here primarily for its ability Cruel Charge. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may attach up to 2 Psychic Energy cards from your hand to this Pokemon. So you nearly get it ready to attack. You can then attach another one with your regular energy attachment to attack with it if you have to. And then, but mainly what that's here for is because that increases the amount of damage from Max Geist.
Oh, okay.
Because Max Geist does more damage for each Psychic Energy you have attached to all of your Pokemon.
Right.
So, Cruel Charge increases the amount of damage that Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX is going to do. Galarian Articuno's attack is potentially useful. Psy Laser, discard all Psychic Energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 120 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So you can choose any
Pokemon, yeah.
And as usual, if you choose a bench Pokemon, you do not apply weakness or resistance.
Right.
But there's a potential there to get a big knockout, especially if you take 3 prizes while only giving up 1.
1, yeah, that's huge.
That is huge. Now, a card that I'm surprised not to see, especially in your deck, is Scoop Up Net. Which where did I put them?
Yeah, because
so Scoop
one
Up
of the
Net,
huge things with the Inteleon family is being, like, one of the things with the decks that people have made is being able to scoop them back up and replay them on your next turn.
Yep.
So that you can continuously use that engine. So.
And I need 2 more.
Oh. I didn't even realize that there were a lot of these left, sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, there should be 5.
There should be 5, yeah. Yeah, there's 5. Oops. So yeah, so that is definitely interesting that is not in here.
Yeah.
But
so this is interesting. I wonder if it's
it is a 4/4/4 line.
Right. So, and it's not always, like, not every deck plays 4/4/4.
Right.
Which is why I'm actually thinking we could take out some of them. I think I would take out one of the Quick Shooting Inteleon.
Okay.
And take out...
Here, do you want to replace...
replace the other one with that one, because that one's
the Frenchy one.
Cool. And, man, it's hard to think about taking out a Drizzile, but you do have the Shady Dealings Inteleon in here, and not every deck even uses those.
Right.
But take out a Shady Dealings Drizzile and put in those 2. I genuinely think that makes your deck stronger, at least for this casual match. So we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see. The nice thing about, the Inteleon engine, especially with Scoop Up Net, like you said, it gives you so much control and so much repeatability. Right. And if you have a big enough target out there, it's hard for your opponent to, like, I can't go knock out your Inteleon because then I still have to deal with your Ice Riders.
Right.
So Yeah, don't be too hard on these, because I don't expect them to last.
Yeah, I'm trying to be really gentle.
I don't expect them to last super well.
These are not dragon shields.
No, or katanas or any of the other really good types of shields, but they just fit. They fit too perfectly to be able to do this. But the bad thing about the Intellion engine is it takes up so much room in your deck.
Right.
Because, like you
said, a very large line. It
takes up like 9 to 16 cards or so. 9 to 12. 9 to 12.
Math.
That's what I meant.
It's late.
I suppose the fewest reasonable would be like 6, like 3 Sabal, 3 Drizzile.
Right, because you don't have to have the Intellion. It's just...
It's super powerful. And actually some decks now are throwing in a rare candy, so that you can occasionally rare candy a Sabal into Shady Dealings Drizzile and instantly get 2 trainer cards.
Right.
If that's what you need.
Right.
And then you can still scoop up those 2 and play the Sabal right back, and then hopefully get the Drizzile next turn. Yeah. Alrighty. So this is Modern Standard. 6 prizes, because we've got 2 and 3 prizes in here.
Right.
Yeah, I think we should pile shuffle at least once.
Yeah, I do not feel confident that I have actually shuffled my deck.
Ooh, snap. Well, that's not good.
Ooh, okay.
We wanted to go ahead and open up these decks and check them out because we have a very busy 2 weeks ahead of us, so we weren't sure if we were going to get a chance to do it, much less film it and then edit it all nicely.
Right.
So...
Yeah, we haven't had many huge chances to play lately anyway, so we've just been busy. And babies and stuff.
Babies, yes. Yeah, David went through a patch there for like 2 weeks where he wasn't sleeping well.
Yeah.
Now he
is.
We're getting away with it. Yeah,
he's
still a little noisy.
Last night he slept 11 hours.
He's still a little noisy, but he is sleeping, so we're very thankful for that.
Yes.
Alright, I gotta be careful before I start peeling any of these back.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, and we're gonna have to shuffle during the game, so hopefully that is adequate.
Yes, hopefully.
Alright, ready?
Alright. Here we go.
Call it?
Heads.
That's
why I like the dice.
I know. Call it heads. You still call it heads. Alright, it is heads. Do you want to go first or second?
Guess I will go first.
Okay.
Here we go.
Alright.
I have a mulligan.
Well,
and also we can totally see. Don't look at the computer.
Nope, not looking at the computer. Nice. Okay, I will take that extra card. Thank you.
Well, at least I didn't have all 4 of my Sabal in my opening hand. I would have questioned shuffling abilities.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I was about to say, that's not actually terrible per se.
Right, no. I mean, it would be fine. However...
Ah, I see what you mean. Hey, wait, I can make this better because I can put something up in front of it.
Haha! Okay. Alright. Perfect.
I just won't be able to see... There we go. Now I can still see the chat box. If anybody decides to chat at us.
Yes. We'll try to check it while we're playing.
I love you.
I love you. Sorry, these are the things that we cut out of videos. Okay.
Ready?
Our OCD moments. Okay, yes. Not really. I'm not ready.
Okay, so
scary.
Modern, you cannot attack or play supporters on the first turn.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and use Level Ball. Search your deck for a Pokemon with 90 HP or less, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. I cannot. My hands are too small for this. Okay.
At least these aren't the super slippery sleeves.
Right. Okay. There's that. Yeah, at least my cards.
Wait.
What?
Do you have an energy in hand?
Okay, yes, I do. I didn't.
Because you can just.
I can just do that.
You can just keep
instead.
calling and get them all.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
You don't need to use level ball.
I don't need to use level ball for that. Okay. I've already played it though. Should I go ahead and just pull a Drizzile?
Well, so okay.
Because like in real competitive play, you wouldn't want to do that. Obviously.
Generally speaking, you should not draw things
until you're
ready to play them. Because if I have a Marnie,
it doesn't. It goes away.
You played that level ball, pulled the Drizzile, and it goes away.
Right.
So, I can't think. I think you just want this. Ideally, you want to keep calling, which you can't do this turn.
Right. Right. Because then the other option is just to put it back in my hand.
Right. And to be fair, if you thought Sabal was going to get knocked out next turn, or on my turn, then you would do that. Because then you won't get the chance to keep calling.
Right. Yes, that's true.
But I don't think there's actually any way I can do that.
Well, so I was going to play that, and then I was going to play Quick Ball. I just wasn't sure what to...
So you should ideally save Level Ball for Drizzile next turn.
Right. Because I can evolve him next turn.
Well, or one of the others, probably. You wouldn't want to evolve the one that's going to get knocked out.
Okay, right.
Which is another reason why Scoop Up Net is so useful, because it also takes the place of a switch. Because if you do evolve your active one and then just scoop it up,
you can, you
get to choose a new active.
So, when you put Pokemon down from an attack, like keep calling, that counts. Them next turn. Okay, it counts as
the rule
being in play this turn.
Because the way they describe it in the rulebook is if it was in play at the beginning of your turn.
Okay.
So if anything else puts it into play.
Before I start my next turn.
Before you start your next turn. So if I Echoing Horn put a Pokemon onto your bench for whatever reason, then don't knock it out.
Okay.
You can evolve it.
Okay.
So yeah. As long as it's in play at the beginning of your turn. So yes, you can keep calling, put down all three if they're in your deck, and then evolve them the next turn.
Right. Yeah. Because then I was also going to play Quick Ball.
And that makes sense to get a an Ice Rider V into play.
Right. And then if I'm keeping Level Ball, I guess I could keep Level Ball or Evolution Incense.
Well, discarding a Water Energy makes sense, especially if you have more than one.
Okay, I don't have more than one.
Do you have a Capacious Bucket?
Nope.
Okay. You only have one.
Yes.
Well, you can't attack this turn anyway.
Correct.
So you could discard it.
So I could discard
and
it.
And then if you have Melanie, or if you can find Melanie,
right,
then you can Melanie next turn onto your... Because that doesn't take up your energy attachment.
Right.
You can Melanie onto your Ice Rider that you pull off of the Quick Ball.
Okay.
It makes sense not to attach here since you can't use that energy yet except to retreat.
Right.
And you don't know if I might find some way to knock him out.
Right. Right. Okay. So I'm using Quick Ball, discarded water energy to pull Ice Rider V.
Yep. And you should quickly try to look through your prizes, or look through and try to figure out which, specifically probably of your Intellion pieces are in the prizes.
Right.
I literally think the next time I go to League, I'm gonna like take a notebook. Try to write stuff down.
Yeah.
You know what I need to write down is the multiples of 30. So that I can quickly be like, okay, this is how much damage I'm doing. I know it at the very beginning and the end, but in between,
it's like
6 times 3 plus 10 minus 20 is...
Right. Okay. So I'm putting him on my bench, and that ends my turn. Right?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm not sure what all else you have, but obviously Evolution Incense doesn't help you this turn.
Right.
I think you should save Level Ball for a Drizzile. Oh, I guess, okay. But you only had one level, right?
Yeah, I have one Level Ball and one Evolution Incense.
Because the other thing is, like, you can evolve him into a Drizzile next turn, so maybe you don't. But I think Keep Calling is useful.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the best play is.
Yeah.
Alright. Unfortunately, I'm about to do some cool stuff, I hope. So, here we go. Alright, draw for turn. Attach.
Is there other screens still up?
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking in the wrong spot. Sorry. Okay.
Okay, so Fog Crystal, I'm going to search for a basic Psychic Pokemon. And put it into my hand. Okay. Okay. Galarian Articuno. I'm going to play Galarian Articuno and Cruel Charge to attach 2 Psychic Energy cards from my hand to this Pokemon. And then I'm going to use Crescent Glow. Search your deck for a Psychic Energy card and attach it to one of your Pokemon. If you go second and if it's your first turn, instead, search for up to 3 and attach them to one of your Pokemon. So 1, 2,
I'm so sorry.
3. Your turn.
Oh, dear.
Obviously, because that's an attack.
Because that's an attack. Okay. Well, okay. So, alright. So I want to go ahead and evolve to Calyrex VMAX.
Okay.
Wait. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and play Path to the Peak.
Okay. Good.
Okay. So I am Oof. I think I'm going to play both of these.
Okay.
I'm going to pull something.
So I don't know what your last card is, but certainly an option to consider here would be to Professor's Research.
Close enough. Pull Sabal and a Drizzile? Or should I pull 2 Drizzile?
No, I think that makes sense. I had it in my head that you were going to have to Evolution Incense for the VMAX, but you have it.
Right.
Like, you already had it. So,
right.
Yes, I think that makes sense. Okay, so Shady Dealings. That. Now what are you going to Shady Dealings for?
I don't know why I just shuffled.
So this is your first turn that you can play a supporter. So again,
right.
Shady Dealingsing. Wow. Searching for a Professor's Research could be really good right here because you get a brand new hand.
Right.
And while Katie is thinking, don't show me your hand, your deck.
Sorry.
I'm gonna throw up these code cards. So what I had to do was switch the Wi-Fi that it was connected to.
Oh, interesting.
And that worked.
Okay.
No. I'm just trying not to look at Katie's cards.
Yeah,
Oops.
sorry.
Let's bring that back. Oops.
Okay, You'll understand in a minute, okay? Just let me do this.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to pull Level Ball.
You can't evolve that Sabal.
I know.
Okay.
Shuffle my deck here, sorry.
Here, I can do it.
Okay. I was going to say
Are you about to Level Ball search for something?
No. Just shuffle the deck.
Because you already have Melanie.
No.
What?
Just shuffle, please.
Yes, ma'am. I love you.
I love you too.
You're not about to Level Ball search for something?
That's probably fine.
Okay. Now what?
Marnie.
Why'd you pull Level Ball then?
Because I had to pull something. And I have to put something on the bottom of my deck.
No, you don't. You can shuffle a hand of none.
If either player Oh, okay. If either player puts any cards on. Okay, well, now I feel dumb. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, so the reason it's worded that way is you can't play it if your opponent has a hand of 0 and you only have Marnie.
You can't play
it. Or you can play it, but neither of you
one gets to draw.
Yeah.
So you still both have a hand of 0.
Correct. The other... Okay, so I guess I can't say that's why, but that is a scenario. Okay. The other scenario is... there is a card called a Milotic card that blocks effects of your opponent's supporters on your hand.
Okay.
So you would not put any cards on the bottom. If that was the case and you only had a Marnie in hand, if it didn't say that, you could play Marnie and draw 4 cards. But you can't
Okay,
you can't.
I
So
see.
that's another scenario where potentially you could play Marnie and neither
and get
player
around
would shuffle.
it. Right.
Okay, so that's fine.
Right.
I mean, really, Marnie's not the best option right now because I only have 2 cards.
Okay, it's what I had left in my hand.
Right, but you could pool research and just discard it. Okay. And then get 7 new cards. Okay. Because you didn't understand. Yeah. You didn't understand that's how that works. Yeah. If either player. So you really don't want to give me more cards than I'm starting.
Right.
Than I have.
Right now. Okay.
Okay, so do you want research instead?
Yes,
all right,
I guess I do. Okay.
And then I'll shuffle.
These are also all the things that get cut out of our videos.
Yeah. So that wording is confusing, but that's why.
Okay.
That's why. So basically, it almost should be worded the opposite way. If neither player puts any cards at the bottom of their deck, then nobody draws. But I guess they didn't want to give the instructions and then say, but this doesn't happen.
I don't know. So. I almost wish they would have said, like, if neither player can put cards, if neither player has a hand or has a hand of 0, you cannot play this card.
Well, but again, that wouldn't cover the Milotic scenario. Because I don't have a hand of 0. If I have Milotic out, I just block the effect of Marnie on my hand.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if that's ever come up. I don't know if it's ever actually happened. I've never heard of it actually happening. It's just theoretical. Mm-hmm. But that restriction is there, and that's what it means. Not that you have to have a hand. Right. But that both players have to have some card.
Okay. Because I was trying to think of a card that I would be able to lose temporarily on the bottom of my deck.
Yeah.
Because if I can find another Evolution Incense or whatever, like, having Level Ball and Evolution Incense are virtually the same for Drizzile and Sabal.
Right.
So, I was I'll just grab that.
I understand what you were thinking. Because, I mean, there are cards that are worded that way. You know, like, if you have more than or if you have less than, you can't play this card, something like that. You know, Alistair there says you draw 3 cards, then discard up to 3 cards. You must discard at least 1 card. Right. But what's nice about him is the discarding takes place after you draw.
Right.
So.
Right. Okay. So I'm actually, for real, going to play Professor's Research. Discard your hand and draw 7 cards. Seven. Okay. So, let's see. So I want to put another Sabal down. He's in my hand.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, you can potentially have all 4 lines out. Right. Because then you still have an active rider and a benched rider, potentially.
Right.
To be powering.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
A spot for them, that's what I mean.
Right. Okay. So.
And especially with Scoop Up Net, what you can do is you can, like, you're evolving them as you find them, but then you can, like, scoop up this one, and then you can play the Drizzile back down, and you put Sabal back down, and you just, like, keep cascading across your turns.
Right. Okay. So I would want to go ahead and attach a water energy to Ice Rider VMAX.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to avoid, if you can, using energy to retreat here, even because you have switches and you have air balloons.
Which I was just going to say, I probably want to attach air balloon to Drizzile, or should I wait?
I would wait until
I'm ready
to attack with Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX.
Right. Okay.
Because otherwise, you're just putting him out there to let me damage him.
Right.
I'm going to pretend like I don't know that you have that.
Yep, I know. Okay. So then I am ready to end my turn.
Okay. Sure?
Yes.
Alright. I'm going to draw for turn. Oh, wow. Perfect. That was like the best card I could have possibly pulled. So I'm going to Great Ball, just for the sake of time. 1, 2, 3. Normally I would have done the other card first. but in real life, 7. Okay, I'll take it. That's fine. Cresselia. Put it into my hand.
Or on the floor.
Or on the floor, you know. I'll go ahead and play it to my bench. That's fine. It's a decent attacker. Then I'm going back in Evolution Incense for the VMAX, which technically I need to prize check. Okay, all right, good. This is so much easier on PTCGO because it groups everything all nice and neat for you and gives you the counts and stuff.
Right.
Okay, and then I'm going to Professor's Research.
Wow.
I drew research.
You drew research.
I drew research.
Of course.
Yeah, so I was like, I knew I was going to have an empty hand probably at the end of that turn.
Right.
So, like, anything other than research basically was going to be a problem. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
Here, will you show those last two codes real quick while I'm shuffling? Well, there you go.
Are we leaving? Hey!
Hey!
Thank you for dealing with us and putting up with our technical difficulties.
Yes, thanks for watching. Alright, now there will be more shuffling, but it won't take as long because the decks will be smaller.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so research 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, golly. Sorry, I keep bumping everything.
Okay, I did not get what I was hoping to get, per se. Alright, so I'm going to attach here from the hand, and I'm going to quick ball away a Psychic Energy in order to go get the V, which is on the bottom of my deck, thankfully, so I don't shuffle. That's just a house rule thing to make it faster
and easier.
And okay. Photon Laser. If you have at least 5 energy in play, I definitely do. This attack does 90 more damage for a total of 120, so he is knocked out. I take a prize.
Okay.
Because Underworld Door is blocked by Path to the Peak. So I cannot Underworld Door right now.
Right.
Which is unfortunate.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Oh, I forgot that my bench Pokemon increases your damage.
Yeah, I'm... Yeah.
You should be able to attack this turn.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have to think about, like, do I want to knock out a 1-prizer with my 3-prizer? But then again, you're not gonna attack with your Sabal family, so like you have to attack with the Calyrexes at some point.
Right, exactly.
With the Ice Riders.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do it. Alright. Okay.
Also, I might need to borrow your Radiant Hawlucha at some point.
Okay.
For Ditto Carp.
Ah.
Because it adds 30 damage to VMAXs.
Oh, wait, can you have...
You can only have one, so I'm not sure if I'm going to keep Radiant Venusaur.
Okay.
I have to pick.
I see. Okay. I couldn't remember if it was like the Prism Star rule where you could have
Yeah, no, Radiant is you can only have one, period. So it's like the old Gold Star, like Umbreon Star.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which we don't have a ton of those, obviously.
Right.
We only have the new ones, the Umbreon and the Greninja. You can only have one Pokemon Star in your whole deck, so you can only have one Radiant Pokemon in your whole deck.
Right. Okay. So I do not have a way to get anything out of my deck right now at all. Except to use Capacious Bucket, but I already have the energy I need for this turn.
Okay, yeah.
So I should wait to get that until next turn.
Right. It doesn't make sense to pull them if there's nothing you can do with them right now. Because again, if I Marnie you, all you did was discard your Capacious Bucket, and now your energy's gone anyway.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So it doesn't make sense to do that yet.
Although, if you were about to do some type of search card, like it does thin your deck.
Right.
So it just depends on if thinning your deck is advantageous at that particular moment or not.
Right, and right now it absolutely is not.
So like a card that I'm using a lot in Ditto Carp right now is Pokegear 3.0. Look at the top 7 and reveal a supporter card you find there. So then I do want to thin my deck if possible before I play that card.
So that top 7 is
more likely to contain the supporter that I'm looking for. Yeah.
Okay. And would it be a problem, per se, if I attached Air Balloon to this Calyrex?
No, that wouldn't be a problem, necessarily. It's especially useful if you are about to do like a draw until you have something effect.
Right.
Because now you've just decreased the size of your hand.
Right.
It kind of tells me that you're able to retreat. Like it changes. It gives me more information than I would have had before. Like you obviously can't do anything with it unless the Pokemon is not knocked out on your turn anyway. You know, like there's no advantage necessarily to attaching it early.
Until I'm like ready.
Until you're ready to use it.
Him. Okay.
Because there's no limit to the number of items you can have attached. Potentially, or like per turn, like you can attach as many items as you want per turn.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It's like what?
Potentially, you could be playing against a deck that has like Tool Scrapper or something, some way to discard it.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that attaching it early per se, unless it helps you draw more cards or something, it is not helpful ultimately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, alright, so I can use Ride of the High King, does 10 plus, for 2 colorless energy. This attack does 30 more damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. That's 120,
That's exactly
130.
what you need. Darn, I should not have benched that Cresselia.
Whoops.
But that's the kind of math you gotta think about. Alright, so already the riders are facing off, which isn't terribly surprising.
No.
Okay. My turn. Okay, perfect. Training Court.
Sorry.
Because that takes away Path to the Peaks thing, and I get to pull an energy from my discard pile into my hand.
That's nice.
And then I'm going to use Underworld Door to attach a Psychic Energy and draw 2 cards. Okay, well. Evolution Incense to go get me another VMAX. And then I can nope. Well, hang on. Okay, I'm going to Quick Ball Training Court and choose to fail the search, and then play Marnie.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, okay, so if we shuffle our hands...
Yep, just like this.
Then we put them on the bottom of the deck. So there's almost no way that you redraw this. You'd have to have a very low card count total
to draw any of the
exact same cards.
And I draw 4.
You draw 4 and I draw 5. So that was my supporter.
4.
Okay, great. And now, yes, I can Underworld Door again with this one and draw 2 more cards. Great. Options are optional.
Wait, how did you do that?
I've got 2.
Okay.
So I Underworld Doored with him.
Yeah.
Then Evolution Incense. So it's once during your turn, you may attach a Psychic Energy card from your hand to one of your benched Psychic Pokemon. If you attach an energy to a Pokemon in this way, draw 2 cards.
Okay, so it literally lets you attach an extra energy.
Yeah.
Per ability.
It has to be in the hand, though. So that's why Training Court works well, because you can pull it back
put it in your hand,
into the hand. So you don't want to discard energy, per se. Training Court helps when you do have to.
Right.
But yes, it's a very powerful ability.
Right.
But he's weak against darkness, so there's a Galarian Moltres that is a single prizer that has this exact same ability.
Okay.
With darkness energy. It's darkness type. So it hits psychic things for weakness. So it's used against Shadow Rider and Mew, more so Mew.
Right.
And its attack, if I recall correctly, does like 50 more damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. I forget what the base damage is. But anyway, you can start one-shotting VMAXs with weakness pretty quickly.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons Shadow Rider at least has fallen more out of favor.
Right.
Okay, so I did all those things. I am not doing anything else right now, so I'm going to Max Geist. I have 4 and 3, so 7 times 3 is 210, plus 10 is 220. 220.
Okay. 1, 2. Oh, I guess I could use these nice little damage counter die.
No, that's okay.
But alas.
I actually think these are easier to see from the top-down view.
Yeah. Okay. It's my turn. Okay. So I want to use Melanie.
Okay, yep.
To cool my water energy. Attach a water energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon V. If you do, draw 3 cards. So that is my supporter. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. I can evolve him.
Okay, good.
I can put another one on the bench.
I wouldn't necessarily do that yet.
Okay.
Because it potentially just gives me an easy boss target.
Well, okay, yeah. Right.
Especially because now I can do more than 210 damage.
Right.
Which is its HP.
Right. Okay. I should know what card I'm going to look for before I decide to look for a card.
How much damage can Max Lance do?
250.
250. Okay.
Yeah.
So, not enough
Not
yet.
enough, no. I mean, like, it's significant damage.
Right.
Ouch. But it's not a good, like, I'm going to do partial damage and then you're going to knock me out.
Right. You do have escape rope already, or air balloon already.
I did draw it again with Marnie. You put it on the bottom of my deck.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Yes. So.
Okay, so that would be another thing to think about if you know that you're going to get Marty next turn.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Like, it's
Sorry,
difficult
I
to
honestly
balance.
didn't think about that because I didn't have Marnie in my hand until after I used Underworld Door, so I wasn't thinking about that. But yes, that's true. If you're worried your opponent's going to disrupt your hand and you really want your air balloon out there, then yes, you can go ahead and attach it early.
Right.
It's always that balance, and that's why the game there's a lot of depth, even though it's a simple enough game on the surface. There's a lot of depth when you start thinking about, like, what options does my opponent have? What information do I want to give them?
Okay, so here's what I'm kind of thinking. If I attach Air Balloon and retreat him, I can use Drizzile to get Capacious Bucket.
Do you have any water energy in your discard pile?
No, I only have the one.
You only had the one?
Yeah.
And you already pulled it with Melanie.
I just pulled it with Melanie, so I haven't attached from my hand.
Right.
So I would have another one.
That is an option if you don't already have one.
Because I do not have one.
Get one.
Yes, all of those things are true.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have a Shady Dealings Intellion in hand?
Yes.
Okay. So in that case, what you might want to do is chain evolve. So this is where you evolve a Drizzile and use it to get a level ball or an evolution incense to get another Drizzile, and then with the second Drizzile you get the Capacious Bucket. So then you'll have 2 Drizzile ready to evolve to Intellion on the next turn.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Especially if you have 2 Intellion in hand.
I don't have 2 Intellion.
But, sometimes that's a good play. Not always, but sometimes it is.
Right. I could still do that, and because I do have a level ball in hand.
And you have a Drizzile?
And I have a Drizzile.
Oh, so you can actually just get 2.
Get 2.
You can just get 2 trainer cards.
Yeah. Assuming I have another Drizzile in my deck. I'm pretty sure I do.
Did you check your prizes? Did you have all 3 on your first deck search? I knocked 1 out.
Yeah. And I knew 1 was in there.
In your prizes?
Yeah.
Did you already pull it?
Yes.
Pulled 1 off your prizes?
Yes, that was the last prize that I took.
Oh, great. And you only have 3 in there, because we took 1 out.
I do only have 3, okay.
Yeah, because we took 1 out.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would have been silly to take out a Sabal. I guess we could have taken out some random.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so it should be in there then.
Honestly, if there were scoop up nets in there, I would have just taken out both quick shooting and Intellion.
Right.
So that then you can scoop up net and just boom, 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 with your Shady Dealings and Intellion.
Right. Okay, so I should. Air balloon is attached.
Yes.
Play level ball to find Drizzile.
Well, just
hopefully.
Yeah, and then put both Drizzile down.
Then,
and do your double Shady Dealings.
Yeah. There he is. Okay, Shady Dealings, that is done.
Yep.
Shady Dealings 1. Evolution and Sense. Shady Dealings 2 to get Inteleon.
Do you have both Shady Dealings and Inteleon in there? Make sure you check that. Or you have one in your hand. You
I have one in my hand. There is one in the deck.
Okay, yeah.
So, yes. So I just want those in my hand. This goes in my hand. I'm going to play this.
Yep.
For so 2 energy. 1. Hopefully. 2.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what else you would use on this turn.
Yeah. So I'm going to attach from the hand. There.
Yep.
That goes into my hand. Then I'm going to use Air Balloon to retreat.
Yep.
And then up here with this. And then I should use Max Lance to discard both of those and do 250 to you.
I think that makes the most sense, yeah.
Okay. That's what we're going to do. Max Lance, 250, discarding both? No?
I guess the question is if you know you're not going to do enough damage to knock me out.
Right.
Does it make more sense to use Ride of the High King and get me within knockout distance? Right,
because I would only have to do 200. I mean, I'd still have to discard both.
On the other hand, do you have another air balloon in your deck? Do you know?
I don't know. Yes. That was easy.
Because you'll be able to search for it next turn.
Right.
You can search for air balloon and Melanie, and then just start over again. Because he's gonna get hit, obviously.
Right, obviously.
So these are things to think about.
Right. So if I did Ride of the High King, that would be 130.
How much is it?
It's 30 per.
So it's 90.
No. Okay, plus 10. Sorry.
So 100.
100. Sorry.
And then you would only have to discard 1 energy with Max Lance.
That's 210.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, or 220. No, that's what I was saying.
200.
I would still have to discard both.
200 left. Yeah.
I would still have to discard both.
Okay, so what about the other way around? If you use Max Lance, can you then knock out with Ride of the High King?
Max Lance is 250.
So yes.
Yes.
You can do it the other way.
Okay.
Not that that means a ton, because if he goes back up, he's going to get knocked out anyway.
Right. Is this I probably should have put my other Calyrex V on the bench like I originally started to do? So
maybe,
I have a third player?
Maybe, because again, and I'm sorry, again, in this... it's still your turn.
It is still, and I have not actually attacked yet, people.
In this...
It's not happened yet.
Because it is hard for me to boss knock out one of your ones that's not a threat and bypass the ones that are a threat. I can do that with Ditto because I'm expecting to give up knockouts. I can't just give up a knockout with my 3 prizer.
Right.
So yeah, that's fine. Sorry. Love you. Because, yeah, you strike and return is potentially... If you can evolve and get 2 energy onto that one next turn...
Right.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if I can, but I will try.
Well, you're going to get to Shady Dealings for whatever, 2...
yeah. But still, being able to get 2 on in one turn is hard.
Well, you just need Melanie and 1 in your hand.
I need 1 in my discard pile. So I either have to give up a knockout or discard 1 with Quick Ball.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you need one in the hand. You need to get one in the discard pile.
Yeah.
You need Melanie.
Right. Okay.
But you get to draw. You already have a Shady Dealings and Tellian in your hand. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you already have an Evolution Incense or something? Oh, so there's two Shady Dealings and Tellian right there. So that's 4 trainer cards that you get to pick.
Right. Okay.
So yeah. So Bucket, Quick Ball, Melanie, Air Balloon. There's your 4.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Cool. All right. So, am I doing Max Lance?
Oh yeah, if you do that, they'll be in the discard pile anyway.
Oh, stupid. Okay. Yes.
That thing.
That thing that we're doing. It does 250 damage or something.
Make sure you discard those energies.
Yeah. It is like super way late for us. So sorry.
I love you.
I love you.
Okay. Draw for turn. I am not going to do that. I am going to Underworld Door here and draw 2. Okay. Wow. I'm going to switch. And Quick Ball away. Professor's Research. Wait. Oh, well, fudge.
Oh dear.
Well, whatever. There's Shadow Rider Calyrex League. Okay. And then I'm going to pretend like I don't know what's in your hand.
Yeah.
If I did know what was in your hand, I would probably do something different. But I'm going to boss this one.
Okay.
I am one of those obnoxious people who reaches all the way across the table, apparently.
Oh, apparently that's obnoxious.
Apparently that's obnoxious.
It's obnoxious.
And I'm gonna max Geist and knock that one out.
I need $2
and take 3 prizes. I'm obnoxious.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's fine.
Which one?
I mean, it makes more sense to advance that one, yeah.
Okay. Drawing for turn. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do my regular hand attachment so I don't forget. I am going to Evolution Incense for Shady Dealings and Tellian, which is right here. Going to evolve and evolve. Use Shady Dealings times 2, which allows me to search for 4 trainer cards. This has been used. Okay, so I want Air Balloon. Or a switch, but Air Balloon is easier. Melanie.
Well, an Air Balloon is repeatable, which is nice.
Right. Do I have in my hand? Okay.
So now you don't need Quick Ball.
Right.
Because you already have Water Energy in the discard.
Right. Okay. So
this is kind of tough. I just have so many energy in play.
I can pull another Evolution Incense to pull my...
Yep.
VMAX. I don't really want to pull like boss without being able to use it.
Right. What about bucket?
I say I have a capacious bucket.
Do you need an energy in hand?
No. I already attached one and I have one in hand. I could pull Path to the Peak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
That would be good.
Okay, so pulled those. I'm going to play that.
Yep.
I'm going to play this.
I didn't even use that last turn. I'm so dumb.
I played Evolution Incense.
I could have used Training Court and Underworld Door again.
Mm-hmm. Evolution.
She's like, oh, so sad.
Sorry, yes, I'm trying to.
Yes, Evolution.
Talk through what I'm doing.
Evolution Incense for that one.
Yes, so that's done. And then attach Air Balloon here.
Which is good because I only have 2 prizes left.
Right.
So I could have boss knocked out that one for the win.
Right.
But now I can't.
Right. Oh gosh. Well, yeah. And then Melanie to pull this and attach. And then I have to draw 3.
Yeah, there's got to be a way to make... I don't know. It just seems like that one can't keep up in terms of energy acceleration.
It really cannot. Because I can only do... I can do a max of 2 energy per turn.
Right.
Like, there's not any other way to do that.
Yeah, there's got to be a way to make that better. But also, I think...
Because, yeah, you can do
I think part of what you're hoping... Part of what your planet hoping to do is... Marnie Path and like make me brick, which you didn't really get to do.
Yeah, not really. No.
I don't know if you could have Marnied earlier.
Like the one time I was going to use it,
I only had 2 cards in hand, so it wouldn't. I had a great first turn. I had a great first turn because I had the Cresselia. I had an energy for the Cresselia. I pulled Articuno, which is helping me because it's boosting my damage from Max Geist, even though I have no intention of attacking with it.
Right.
If you boss knock it out, it's like, oh, you took away 2 energy, but you only get 1 prize.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and...
Yes.
Do what?
It is kind of insane
that...
And you know what, RuneGate? You make a great point, because the other thing that I notice is that they included the good Sabal in the Ice Rider deck, and not the bad Sabal. So the Untitled League Battle deck has the quote-unquote bad Sabal, which some people actually liked during a period of time where there was a lot of attacking the bench, because it had 70 HP instead of 60.
Yeah.
But... I mean, turn 1, keep calling, if you get the chance to use it, is huge. And yes, complete Intellion line in the Ice Rider deck is huge. Like that, I mean, the engine is just so powerful.
Right, yeah.
It's so powerful.
Yeah.
Especially with
Scoop Up Nets. I was just able to do a lot of stuff just because I evolved them.
Which is what we were saying earlier, RuneGate. Like, I can't believe they don't have Scoop Up Nets in this deck.
Right, because now that they're down here, I cannot use them at all again.
It'd be insane. That deck would be insane if they had Scoop Up Nets.
Yeah. But then, like, again, we were just saying the downside to this deck is I cannot accelerate energy, like, at all.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the real... Because I know I've heard people say that Ice Rider is better than Shadow Rider, like, right now in the current meta.
Interesting.
But I don't know how that deck accelerates energy other than Melanie.
Yeah, and it will only do 1 per turn.
But I mean, a lot of decks you're going to be playing against will have a full bench or nearly a full bench.
Right. So that definitely increases damage, but not all to the degree that it needs to be able to knock things out in 1 turn.
Yeah.
So that makes it really difficult.
What is his weakness? Metal?
Metal.
I can't think of it. There's nothing big right now that has water weakness. Alright, anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so I want to go ahead and...
Honestly, you'd be in a fine position if I didn't get the first attack off on the VMAX. That's really what it's about. Because you can take a hit, retreat, power the other one, hit.
Right, because I can power 1
because you only need to knock out. You only need to knock out 2 VMAXs to win the game.
Right. It's just getting to that point.
Right.
And hoping that your opponent isn't set up half as well as you were.
But if you're constantly having to use a Melanie every turn, then you can't boss.
Then I can't. Yeah, I can't boss. I can't.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Do anything else. So, yeah, that is difficult for sure. Okay. So I should do. I want to go ahead and do Max Lance again.
I mean, do you have a water energy and a Melanie in hand?
I do.
Oh, well then, yeah.
So yes.
Because then you can just retreat and power the other one.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So 250.
Yep. Almost out of damage counters.
Aha.
We don't usually
doesn't
have
happen very often.
Yeah. We're used to like 90 HP stage 2s.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. My turn. And you have pathed me, so that's really annoying. Oh boy. Okay. Well. Okay, I'm going to evolve here. Oh, ha ha ha. Never mind. Pumpkaboo. Discard that with Pumpkin Pit. Now I get to Underworld Door. Potentially 3 times. And draw 2. Okay, there it is. Underworld Door again. Draw 2 more. Underworld Door again. Draw 2 more.
My heart breaks a little bit.
I'm sorry, honey. Switch.
Especially since some of your attacks are like, energy dependent.
Yep. Speaking of which, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 times 3 is 330.
It is a lot.
I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Fog Crystal. For my regular energy attachment from the hand. Just to make sure. Just to make sure. And okay. I don't really want to do any of that. Max. Oh, duh.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Say if you knock him out, you win.
Max. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 15 energy in this deck.
Well, that must be nice.
12 times 3 is plenty. 360. 370. 10 plus. Max Geist, he's knocked out. I win.
Is plenty? Yes, you are not wrong.
Hey, my Ditto can swing for a solid 250 or 280, but not 360.
Oof. Yeah.
Well, I love you, honey. That was a lot of fun. These are really fun, cool decks.
It'll be nice to like play with them more and learn
get a feel for it. So
better.
We'll have to ask Hannah in particular because she is the horse specialist, and she plays the horse. She plays the rider decks a lot. Yeah. So we'll have to ask her how to.
How do you play?
What is the best version of them?
What is the
best version of them?
Decks? Yeah.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, RuneGate.
Yes, thank you.
Even if it was briefly, we had a lot of fun opening these and playing with them a little bit. So we are gonna go ahead and sign off.
And go
thanks
to
for
bed.
watching.
Play,
learn.